Hello and welcome back. When we open a Linux terminal, we're essentially opening up what is known as a bash shell, which stands for born again shell. The shell is like the middleman between the commands we type and the computer. And there's many different types of shells, but by default, we have what's known as a bash shell. In fact, if we go to our root directory and then bin, cd root bin, if we list all of these, and there's a lot of files. Let's just scroll up. We actually see one of the programs that we can run right here, bash. So there's our bash command. Now this location, let me clear the screen. This location right here, \bin, is going to be really important for us when we move forward. And so bin/bash is where the command is. So if I just type the command, right? If I execute this, bash, it actually opens up another shell. Just like if I were to close this shell and open it, I'm opening a bash shell, and we get that prompt, right? We've changed our prompt, welcome to the machine. If I type bash, it starts a new prompt for me, which is pretty cool. And so we can examine this a little bit more. If I type ps to just see the processes that are running inside of this shell, you see I have a bash shell, and then I ran ps. But if I type bash and run this again, you now see I have two bash shells open. So I'm going to type exit here to close one of those shells, and if I type ps, we see we just have one shell open again. So let's look at the man pages for bash really quick. It says here that bash is a SH compatible command language interpreter that executes commands read from the standard input or from a file. This means I can type my bash commands in the terminal. So maybe just like I can type echo hello world, and it will echo that to the terminal. It will print that to the terminal screen. Or I can write the commands inside of a file, and it will read the file. And we typically call these files scripts. And so we're going to see how to do that right now. So first thing, let's move into, let's make a new directory here. So we'll do mkdir, and we'll call our directory scripts. Oh, and I already have it. I never got rid of it. So you're going to make that, and mine's already existing here, so don't worry about that. Now let's move into this directory. So we're in here now, and let's create a new file. So I'll just touch it, and I'll call it hello world. All right, so there is our new file, and we're going to edit this file. So I'll edit it with nano. And the first line of any script needs to start with the shebang. A shebang is essentially just a comment sign or a hashtag and then an exclamation point. And the shebang character is used to tell the computer what interpreter should be used for the script. And so we're going to give the location of our bash interpreter. And we said that that's stored in our root directory, and then bin, and then bash. And so there is kind of our way of letting the computer know when we run this script, we want you to use this interpreter. So it's the shebang and then the location, bin bash. You can give different interpreters, like we could put our Python interpreter here, and we could run Python scripts, which maybe we'll look at in the future or in another course. All right, so next, let's put a comment. So comments are just given by a hashtag symbol or a number sign, a pound sign, and we'll just say print a message to the world. We'll just put that there. And now we'll say our command is going to be echo, and we'll say hello world, just like that. And so I'm going to save this, so Control X and save. And right now, if I look, here is our file. If I cat the file, it's got all of our script is in there. But if I look at the long list of the file format, it looks like I currently only have read and write privileges. I do not have execute privileges, so I cannot run this script currently. Now, I could give all users execute privileges by doing chmod +x and then typing hello world. Maybe I don't want to do that though. I just want to give myself, as the owner of the file, execute privileges. So I'm going to use our codes here. So I want read, write, and execute privileges for myself, the owner. So that's 7. And then I just want read privileges for the group and read privileges for all other users. So the code here is going to be 744. So if I do this and hit enter, and we now look, our file is green and we have our execute privileges here, which is perfect. So this means I should be able to execute this. To execute this particular file or particular script, I have to be in the directory that the script is located in, and I'm in the scripts folder, and I'll type period / and then the script name. The period represents current directory, all right, so look in the current directory and run this file. And so when I click this, it prints, or it echoes to the screen exactly what we want it to. Hello world. Wonderful. This is wonderful. But if I move out of the directory, right, if I just go cd, if I go up 1, and now you see that the script is not in this directory. If I try to run this script, I get an error. It says no such file or directory. And this is because the shell looks in specific locations to find scripts to run. And when we're in the directory, right, when we were in let's go back to our scripts directory. When we were in here, we ran this by saying period, which means look in my current directory and run hello world. All right, so that worked nice. I mean, if we're out of this directory, it's not going to work. I can't do period / because that says look in the current directory and run the script. But we know that that fails. So I guess one way that we could fix this is we could always write the absolute path out. So if I'm in this directory, I guess I could write root home mic scripts and then period / hello world, and it will run it. But man, that's an absolute pain. I don't want to have to do that over and over and over again. So to fix this, we can put our script in a directory where the shell will automatically know to look for them. And these specific directories are stored in a very special variable called the path variable. To view your path variable, we can echo it to the terminal. So if I say echo path, it does exactly what I tell it to. See, it printed the string or the word path. If we want to indicate the value of the variable path, right? We don't want to echo this word. We want to echo what's stored in the variable. We do that using a $. So if I say echo $ path, this will now say, hey, instead of echoing the word path, echo the value that's stored in this variable. And so when I do this, we see a collection of directories with a field separator of a colon. So here is one field, user local sbin, user sbin, just sbin. And if there's any scripts that are in those directories, we can automatically run them regardless of where we are, because when we call in our terminal, it'll know to look in these directories. So let's move our file, and we're going to move ours to the user local bin directory. That's where we want to put all of our scripts. So we're going to try to do that right now. So let's see, I'm going to go into my scripts folder, and I'm going to say move hello world, and we're going to move it to user local bin. Cannot move. Permission is denied. So it looks like we need sudo privileges here. So I'll say sudo move hello world to user local bin. And I'll put in my sudo password, and it looks like that script is gone. So now I should be able to run my script just like I run a normal command, right? If I type like free, I'm able to run that command. If I type PS, I'm able to run that command. I should be able to type hello world and run it, and it does, regardless of what directory I'm in. If I back out of this, now I'm in a completely different directory, right? I can type hello world and it will run it, which is awesome. It's really, really convenient here. I don't need to do the current directory / anymore. I can just type the command and I can type it anywhere I want. And so let's actually cd, let's change to the directory we put our script in. So user, comma, or slash local slash bin. If we list these files, we see some of these extra scripts or extra programs, and here's mine right here, Hello World. So this is the location that we're going to want to put any of our scripts that we personally write to use as we're kind of learning and having some fun with Linux. I think this is a great place to stop, and I will see you in the next video.